Hello, I'm James Curry, the owner of IFS, International Food Systems, and I was having a meeting yesterday with four gentlemen, uh, Kevin, Randy, Jesse, and Mike, and we discussed sprouted grains and the benefits and some of the technical information about that. So what I'm going to do today, Kevin, is try to kind of reiterate what I said so you can look at it again and hopefully it'll be informative. And if you have questions, of course, you can email me or give me a call. Um, Sprouted grains, let me get the concept across, is when a seed germinates, it thinks it's going to grow into a plant. So what it does is it immediately creates enzymes that knock out any of the bitter components that grain may have. It also, the vitamins go up by about 600%, the protein goes up, the starch, a lot of it is converted from starch to maltose, which is a flavor enhancer. And I'll send you a packet with all this information in there that you can read. And one of the first things we'll talk about how it increases nutrition, increases digestibility of the grain, has health benefits. It also has a very nice eye appeal because I typically grind the grains at a coarse grind so you can see the whole grain particles. And I tend to like to go with grains, the ancient grains, as opposed to wheat. So you've got a gluten-free product if you need that. And also the heirloom corn, such as the purple corn, blue corn, red corn, make a very beautiful product. And another thing that's becoming extremely popular is grain sorghum. We're taking Texas-grown grain sorghum, sprouting it, creating a wonderful flavor, very nice texture, and it's working in a lot of different products right now, a lot of bakery products. And it's got a very nice eye appeal. It also is loaded with antioxidant and polyphenols, which consumers are wanting to have these healthy benefits, which sorghum does. Even Chick-fil-A is using some sorghum in one of their gluten-free buns right now. It's going in a lot of products. The beauty of sprouted grains is that, and I've got them listed right here on this sheet, they work great in multiple baking applications: chips, bagels, pizza dough, pasta, cookies, pretzels, crackers, flatbreads, wraps, muffins, bagels, and even other products. So at any rate, I'll walk you through some of this literature, and hopefully we can have a good conversation on the sprouted grains. Okay, one of the articles that I'm going to email everybody is a fantastic article called "The Magic and Challenges of Sprouted Grains." These are written by three scientists with Parados, and they've done a very, very excellent job. They go back into the history of sprouted grains. 5,000 years ago, the Chinese doctors would use them for various medical problems because of the nutrition benefits. Sailors even sprouted grains because the vitamin C level takes off and it prevents scurvy. It shows in this article this trend is growing at like 30% a year, so people are becoming very, very aware of them. It also talks about the different areas. It talks about the nutrition, the digestibility. This is just an excellent, excellent article. So I'll have that attached, and you can read and become educated about that. Another article that I'm also attaching is called "Consumers Are Seeing That Sprouted Bread is Enlightened Eating." and it goes into discussion as to why consumers are excited about sprouted products, because they've learned that it's related to health and wellness, which 52% of the consumers are now wanting. There's another article here from the Whole Grains Council, kind of a blog article. It actually mentions my name in here, and here's a sprouted red corn chip, which Jackson's Honest is doing, and I'm doing the sprouted red corn. It's a very tasty, very beautiful chip. This has some good information also. There's a cookie company in California called Just Delights, and they've got a sprouted grain bite, and they're using my sprouted purple corn blend. And what I tend to do is I like to make multi-grain blends. So if they want to focus on purple corn, I'll put like 80% purple corn in there, and then I'll come in with 10% sorghum, 5% amaranth, 5% quinoa, so that they've actually got a sprouted multi-grain, but it can focus on whatever grain that looks particularly good. I'll have this, but this is the crux of the matter. This is a platform, and they say next to this sprouted grain bite, Just Desserts presents our newest product platform. Just Desserts, or Delights rather, sprouted grain bites is packed with nutritionally dense ingredients such as sprouted ancient grains, millet, sorghum, chia, sunflower, and pumpkin seeds. So what they're saying is that the sprouted grains are increasing the nutritional density, and this is basically the crux of the matter. So this is a good example of how they're educating the public as to what the grain bite has. Then I'm also going to send in this attachment several products that are on the marketplace right now. You've got Dave's Killer Bread, which is a sprouted bread. You've got Ezekiel. He's got a bunch of sprouted products in the marketplace, typically a frozen product. Even 7-Eleven has put it in some chips. Central Market, this is Aldi's actually here. It got a sprouted bread, but I noticed that Central Market has got an organic sprouted bread. I think they get this out of Canada. There's no reason that HEB in Corpus Christi or some other local place couldn't be doing a sprouted bread for them, or sprouted something. And you've got Way Better Snacks, who were the first ones to come out with the sprouted grain products and chips. You've got Kashi, and these are owned by General Mills, so this is like really a big company. And Angelica is a very large bakery operation that has a number of sprouted grain products. We've done quite a bit of work in the sprouted grains and tortilla chips. I mentioned the sprouted red. I'll send you this. We've got sprouted multi-grain blend. It has flax in it. Here's a picture of those chips. They taste really good. One of the things that people do when they taste chips with sprouted grains is they go, man, those things are really delicious. And so again, the flavor enhancement effect is coming through in the chip. We also did a sorghum chip, which people absolutely love. The sorghum is very, very tasty, very grainy, and loaded with antioxidants, and locally grown from Texas. Here's a list of some of the grains that we typically like to sprout. We also, if somebody does not want a sprouted product, we also have a wide variety of either non-GMO or organic. We can do both platforms of organic multi-grain blends that are not sprouted. So if they just want a multigrain blend, of course the sprouted gives you a better selling point. Recently, Numero Uno Pizza, one of the pizza places, has come out with a ancient grain pizza dough, and a sprouted pizza dough would be much better. But anyway, you can see some of these products. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I showed you I've got a thing on organic chips. I showed you that. And I want to show you what some of these sprouted grain looks like. This is a sprouted blue corn, which is beautiful. You can see that it's got a very nice eye appeal. And here's a sprouted purple corn, which also has a very nice eye appeal. And then we've got a sprouted sorghum, which has very nice eye appeal also. And one of the nice things about the sprouted sorghum is I had a tortilla factory who wants to do a whole grain healthy tortilla, but if they put very much whole wheat flour in there, they get bitter notes from the whole wheat. So what they did is they put 10% whole wheat flour, they put 16% of the sprouted sorghum multigrain, and the flavor was vastly improved. The tortilla was beautiful, and that's just an example. Typically, the use rate on these sprouted grains is anywhere from 10 to 16%. You can go higher, you can go lower, but typically that's enough to give the eye appeal and give very, very good nutrition. So one of the things that Kevin and the gang talked about was that some of the things that came to mind immediately was in Dallas. We've got Bakemax. I've got meetings with Kroger. They're very interested in these type of products, and I'd like to make a sprouted grain tamale, maybe a sprouted blue corn and a sprouted sorghum with a healthy filling, and that we could get that over to Kroger. Also, it works fantastic in crackers. I've had several people that we made some crackers in the lab. They turned out great. So there was a Dr. Cracker that was discussed. The Pie Guy, he'd have some good applications. Empire Baking, and then in Central Market should be a great one. And then in Houston, we got Somerset Bakery was discussed. Slow Dough, they make pretzels, and these things work great in pretzels. We have a pretzel place in Corpus Christi that's done some test pretzels and said the people absolutely loved them. You've got Ashcroft Bakery and this one that makes pita bread, Femician. Now, actually, in this handout here, I put some pictures of a pizza dough. There's a company up in Fort Worth called the Pizza Snob, and they've been using the sprouted purple corn for a year and a half, and their clients absolutely love it. And so there's big potential in the pizza industry. We talked about a company that made macaroons, and I was saying that sprouted blue or sorghum or purple would be beautiful in a macaroon. So a lot of potential. Now, two other areas that I want to discuss are, and by the way, before I forget this, these are some examples. This is a sprouted purple corn chips. It's made in Fresno, California with Warnick Foods, and this is going into Costco in January right now, and they've ordered about 25,000 pounds of sprouted purple corn for that project, so that's doing well. And this is a guy here in Austin, Texas, Prometheus, is doing a sprouted chip that's in HEB. And of course, here's the sprouted red corn from Jackson's Honest. So that's kind of shows you that. But I want to talk about two other things that came up during our discussion, and that's bread flavors, wrap flavors, and then also a new concept called Flavor Spark. Okay, two other areas I wanted to discuss would be bread flavors. IFS makes a number of bread flavors, and we've mainly sold them for the tortilla wrap industry. I mean, here's a list you can look at where we've got urban garlic, chipotle. In fact, there's a list in here of the different ones, the more popular ones that we have, and you can look at. And several years ago, I mean, this has been a long time ago, there's a picture here of breads, and we went to Ashcroft Bakery. I did, and we did sliced chipotle bread, we did a focaccia, we did roasted garlic. I mean, these things came out fantastic. Follow-up was basically zero, but this is the kind of stuff, besides the wraps, is in these different breads, there's a huge opportunity. One of the things that we do, these come in 40-pound pails, and this here is like the spinach pesto, and so we actually use fresh herbs, herb extracts, and they come in a paste form, because we don't, if you use a dried product, basically in the drying process, you lose 90% of your flavor, so now all you're looking at is color. And then some of the chipotle, this is a chipotle paste that we make, and it's actually in a pail, but it's actually pourable. So we have, some that are pourable, some that are, heavy paste. And so this is an area that's got a lot of potential. And by the way, here's a picture of the Pizza Snob pizza, which you can take a look at. And the last thing I want to talk about is a thing called Flavor Spark. And the concept of Flavor Spark is that you can take this, for example, is a Flavor Spark that's it's a gluten-free white sorghum, or I'll take it back. This is actually purple corn that has been infused with balsamic vinegar, and you can put it internally if you want to, or you can sprinkle it, and as you see on these pictures, you could sprinkle it on a salad. A restaurant could use this, say like if they did nacho cheese and had cheese over the nachos, they could sprinkle some nacho cheese Flavor Sparks to give a little extra pizzazz. Here's some we did with a roasted red pepper. We've sprinkled that over green beans, and so this list of the ones that we have right now has a few pictures of the use rate, but this could be used in bakery applications topically or internally, similar to the sprouted grains. So that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about, and if there's any questions, you'll have my email. Just email me, and we'll try to see if we can get some of these projects rolling.